Yo, 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 what up, everybody? How we doing?
Hi. Fiegle's
What's
here.
up?
It's the
Okay.
Fiegle, and he's landed.
I was getting a little worried you weren't going to show up there for a minute.
I had technical difficulty.
I was like, maybe the Fiegle landed permanently.
Oh my gosh, look. There's YouTube comments.
Yes. This is
We're back on YouTube.
This is our first episode on the new YouTube's channel.
Yep. Fiegle's our first official guest. Wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
Any other way.
So how you doing, man?
I'm good. Can't complain.
The wife make it home okay?
Yeah. Long fucking week. Away from the wife and kids by myself.
How was that?
It sucked. I told Lace, like, before she left, it was like, I said, I can survive. And then, like, the middle of the week, I was like, keyword, babe, I can survive. It's not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
You guys being gone, but I can.
That's right, because you had like a whole empty house.
Yeah, just me and the dogs.
I couldn't imagine that for longer than a day.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it this way. It's like, I don't know what it's like to be single because me and Lace are high school sweethearts, right?
Right.
But I imagine that's what it's like. I went from like the fridge to the couch to the garage and then to bed. Like
that's pretty accurate of how it is.
That's all
for
I
a dude.
Did.
That's how it is for a dude. I'll be honest.
I don't know though. Like when I was single, that's how it was for me too. Until I met Cody. Yeah, like I didn't do a lot.
Use that shit.
I'd go out with friends like once in a blue moon, but I didn't really like it. Like I was just home. But I had my kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I would do all alone for longer than 24 hours. I'd probably freak out, to be honest. Like, I'd get anxiety.
I mean, I can't say that it was quiet, which I mean, I enjoyed that, but
right.
Still the chaos of we're a family of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Not used to that because it's been that way since I was 19, 20 years old.
Crazy.
Literally the first time I've been by myself in my own place without anybody around. It was fucking weird. It was weird.
You were so cute when she came home though. You were just so ready for them to be home.
I really was. We have Life 360 on our phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't joking when I made that one video. I was like, oh, they're 30 minutes out. Like I can see it on my phone.
That's how so Dana had a girls' weekend, and so she was gone from like Friday to Sunday, and it was just like I didn't, and Kat didn't want to hang out, and so she left me out to drive by myself, and so I just,
I'm pretty sure that's not exactly how it was.
Oh, it was her illness, her fake illness.
Didn't I have to go to the hospital that weekend, asshole?
Hospital.
I was in Arizona. Someone just wrote that, but I can't take that comment myself. That was
She definitely was in Arizona.
I was at my house in Arizona, spending some time with my corrupt politician neighbors, and just trying to figure out how to like cause more division on TikTok because that's the main priority.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
Yeah. Can we just like flat out say that TikTok is really freaking weird right now? Can we talk about it? Because like, what the fuck is going? Like, and look, I get that me and Dax start a lot of shit too, but like, this is really taking a weird turn this season. Like, we got new writers, or like, what's going on?
I talked to a friend about it the other day. Like, I've not made any content about it or anything. I see it all. That's one thing everybody knows. I see everything. I see it all.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy breeds more crazy. And that
so it's
is
me breeding more crazy.
Well, the crazy people that you deal with spawn more crazy.
Right.
So it's not really you doing it, but
I do poke at crazy people a little bit.
I know that.
But then if you don't poke at them, they still do it. I mean, there's a whole Telegram group going on right now. That's just
I poke behind the scenes, which you guys know about, but
yeah, we do.
What about the Reddit? I mean, like,
and then we get
all on
blamed for
Reddit.
poking. Oh yeah, it's on Reddit now too, isn't it? Yeah.
So, Fiegle, you had, and I won't go into too much details unless you give us the details, but you kind of had a fairly, like, more of a business relationship with Chris from Trap.
No, not a. I wouldn't call it a business relationship at all. No, but ask whatever. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you guys did have like some sort of like friendship, I guess, is what it.
Yeah.
The reason why I said business is just because you helped him grow his account. He would lean on you a lot.
I did.
You ran his social media on Instagram. That's all.
How did that even happen?
So long story.
So it's your fault that Chris from Trapped is on our algorithm.
It might be.
Thanks, Fiegle. That's the gift that keeps on giving. That one right there.
Whoa.
So long story short, I found him on TikTok when he was like 8, 9, 10,000 followers, whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, Chris from Trapped, one of my favorite bands, you know, right out of high school or whatever. And I made a video and we got to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was all about, I started a Trapped Instagram for him because he couldn't run it because he got kicked off Facebook and Instagram.
Seems to be a trend with that guy, huh?
Do what?
He's not very liked on social media, huh?
No. And I didn't know really anything about the shit that he said or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, bro, let me try to run your Instagram. And I'll do that just to help you out. Try to, you know, with your TikTok and all that shit, right? So I did that for a while. And then he went off the fucking deep end. And that's all I can say. And it's like, okay, once I figured out what his actual standpoint was, and I didn't know about the tweets and shit because I've never been on Twitter.
I didn't know about them for the longest time.
And I got ridiculed. It was like, oh yeah, Fiegle's friends with Trap. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I didn't know about this shit.
See, they assume like a lot of people that obviously don't like
friends.
us.
Like, why do people use that word so loosely? Like, you engage with them, so all of a sudden you're like, you're friends.
I mean,
well, that's why, like, for me, I feel like just because like it was made a big deal, like, and it never made like mainstream media. It made like all your social media people, you know, like your the Sun Times and stuff like that. So not everybody, and I guess they just all assume that like the three of us are mutuals on TikTok, therefore we all see each other's content 100% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. No,
and so they feel like just because maybe I did follow Trapped at the time, or Fiegle followed Trapped, or Cat followed Trapped, that we saw all what he went through twice before, and I'm like, I didn't see it.
No,
I saw the songs that I loved and the guy that was a part of the band. I was like, oh yeah, let me help you. You know, not starstruck or anything, but like, I'll help you rebuild your social media because I'm good at that. I've done it for years. And then I was working on his Instagram, and then he started like, I don't do a whole lot of political stuff. Both of you guys know that.
Yep.
And then when he went way into the political spectrum, I'm like, I can't post that shit to your Instagram. Nobody gives a fuck about that. They would rather hear your music. And I tried to tell him so many times, stay with your music. Nobody gives a shit about your political opinion. You're an entertainer. Mm-hmm. Stay with that. If I can,
what a lot of people don't know about you, Fiegle, is that you're a raging liberal, and that's why you can't post it.
He's got posters of Joe Biden all over his house.
Yeah, all over the place.
Yeah, see, I knew it.
Yard signs.
We got White Pony in the house.
Oh snap!
Pony has landed.
It doesn't have the same ring, Pony. I'm
no,
sorry.
I'll say it again. I said it the last time. I don't have really any political affiliation. I do lean conservative, but I hate all government.
Sure.
Yeah, same.
Theft, go down that road. That's me.
I started it, but like the weird thing is that like 2020 made me a raging Republican for a hot minute because I was so angry.
Yeah.
But then like now that I've had time to process and heal from 2020, I look around and I'm like, all y'all are fucking nuts. Like, calm down and stop trying to get the government to like do more shit for you. They're doing too much for you and they need to stop. Everybody wants
I pay my property taxes, but they don't. I own my property, like own it.
Right.
They don't fucking mow my grass. Like, why am I paying as much as I am in property taxes?
Stop it. You don't own it.
Well, in my eyes, I do.
Stop paying taxes and see how well you own it. Stop paying taxes. See how well you own it.
Yeah. See how long you own it
for. You're just renting the land from the government. That's all.
We'll see. I literally have a creek across my. I'll tear out the fucking bridge. They can't get to my shit.
There you go. There you go. Like dig a moat.
Then FEMA will just give you $150. That's what they're giving people in Kentucky, man. Like, it's sad what's going on in Kentucky, and it almost feels like
they're not even showing up in Florida. I talked to Ant the other night, and he was like, "There's people down by the docks that haven't seen like a human being in 8-9 days. They don't have ice. They don't have water. They don't. They're not doing anything. Red Cross is not down there." And anytime that I've talked to him while he's out there or seen videos of him and Jam and Lou out there, I don't see anybody but them.
Yeah. I think every state has property taxes, I believe.
Yeah. I think so.
Every state has property taxes.
But I just feel like what's happening specifically in Kentucky is that it's become a land grab because what people don't realize is when FEMA condemns your property and pays you out, they keep it. And you can't do anything with it. Like, you can't buy it back from them and rebuild on it. You can't do anything. They just hold on to the property.
When I was a building inspector here in Nashville, we had the tornado come through 2 years ago. FEMA didn't shit. I worked with them. They didn't shit.
Right.
They didn't even buy property or anything. Like, they literally came in and they marked like the completely demolished houses in our area, and that's all they did. They did nothing, absolutely nothing. It was the people, just like what you see with Ant down there in Florida. It was the people coming together, helping everybody else out.
Yeah, your light.
What?
That's K-Mo's light. You can't see it, but it's an alien head and it changes colors. But K-Mo got that.
Is it hers or yours?
Well, it's mine, but she got it for me.
Oh, okay.
So it lives here now, but technically it's hers because she purchased it. It just lives here. Make sense?
Sure.
So, like, by definition, what is FEMA supposed to do when they come? Like, because I think that people also have maybe unrealistic expectations of like what they are supposed to do. Like, what are they supposed to do? Like, by the book? Do either of you know?
Well, they're supposed to
work with them, and I don't know.
They are. I mean, they're supposed to be offering assistance of some sort. So whether it be,
I didn't see FEMA do a damn thing.
Yeah. Now that what they really do is nothing, but what they're supposed to do is like kind of like similar to Red Cross, where they're supposed to help with financial stuff, temporary living assistance. Sometimes they'll provide trailers for you to live in until your house is fixed. Yeah. And that's where you get your FEMA trailers from and whatnot. So,
okay.
Now what they actually do is a different story. And that's nothing.
I mean,
I don't see any of that in Kentucky or Florida.
Yeah. I didn't see it here in Tennessee. I didn't see one FEMA trailer. I saw their FEMA trucks, like literally like, an F-150 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they would go out and do the same thing that I did. I had to input in my system that this house was demolished or whatever. But and I worked that job for 2.5 years. Nothing ever happened to those houses after that. Nothing. They sat there, rubble. Like, I don't know what FEMA does. Period.
Yeah, and in some instances, if FEMA condemns your property, meaning it's not able to be lived in, then they will actually kick you out. And then they are supposed to pay you a fair compensation for it, but I'm not sure that that's actually happening. So,
hey, Cure, we could, but Thursday, we do have Conspiracy Realist and her friend that are going to be on, who just did the We Want the Names rally, and we're going to be talking about that a lot on Thursday. So make sure
we're going to save all that
one.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, we're going to save that stuff for Thursday.
So when this whole thing resurfaced with Trap, did how taken back were you by it?
I mean,
sorry, Fiegle.
No, you're fine. I don't give a shit. You guys know that. It was like I was taken back to how far he went down that hole of like doubling down and tripling down, and
yeah,
it's like, dude, do you get what you said is not okay? Like, and he doesn't. Like,
no,
he's in that 15-year-old mindset to where like he said, quote his words, he said he had some teacher that came on to him or something, and he thought that
something
shit was
like
cool.
that.
Yeah. Well, God damn it, we're 40 fucking years old now. Thinking back, that shit ain't cool. And if it happened to my son or one of my 3 sons, no, I had a serious problem there. And
thinking it's cool at 14, 15 is one thing, right? Like, I had an older boyfriend that I shouldn't have been dating at all. Sure. You know, I was barely 15. He was 19. And I thought I was so super cool. And I didn't realize what was really going on. And now as an adult, it's like, whoa, that was not okay.
See, for me, like, I don't know if I'm more taken back by himself or the backlash we got from the people defending it.
Oh,
both.
Yeah.
Both were shocking.
Well, he's been defending that shit for what, 2 years? It was
2
in
years.
2020.
Yeah. 2020
so he just got this platform roughly a year ago. So now he's having to defend himself again. So he's going to double down and quadruple down. And he's going to end up losing this platform too, because he keeps saying dumbass shit, you know?
The crazy thing is that like he made a big apology video like back in 2020 when this originally happened. And you can still see it on YouTube where he's saying the exact opposite of what he's saying now.
I saw a clip of that. I don't remember it, but
it was very weird because he was talking about how wrong it was and how he shouldn't have said it that way and that it was in reference to this. And I was like, bro, you should have just stuck with that and never addressed it again. I don't know who your PR person is, but the fact that you're letting regular everyday people trigger you to this point where you're saying this over and over and over. Like, I don't have a PR person because I don't need one. You do. Like,
that's
you
the
do,
videos
buddy.
I made. His PR guy is shit. I mean, and I told him that on the phone. I was like, your PR guy.
No, I think his PR guy, like his social media guy, he's been responsible for a lot of like really screwed up rumors within the app as well. And I think that maybe like that's his game plan, is to create controversy around Chris to give attention. I mean, every press is good press, right? Even if it's bad press. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the press you want. Like,
well, it's that Jake guy that does all of his social media.
Yeah, Jake.
The one that started, like he started a lot of really horrible rumors about creators.
He blocked me before I made my first video about Chris.
Well, and then he went private once everybody figured out that he's the one that started that really horrible rumor about Ant.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I get like if you put yourself in a 15-year-old mindset, yeah, of course, everybody's gonna want.
But doesn't he have kids? Does he not have kids yet?
I don't know if he does, but I did ask his girlfriend, and she did respond, and because she has kids, and she does not agree with that stance at all.
Yeah.
No, and I thought that was really actually kind of cool of her to like make a public stance by it. Like, no, we've gotten into fights over this over and over and over again. He knows my stance on this. I do not think that this is okay at all, because she's like a nurse, isn't she?
Yeah, she's a nurse.
Yeah.
No, she's a nurse practitioner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like a much higher than a nurse.
Right.
Like she's up there with her education and all that stuff. Purple Princess, yes.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And like for me, like and the reason why I think like on my point of view of that it was worse from the backlash was because the backlash came from the Save the Children people.
Yeah.
That one was hard.
And
that one was like a hard pill to swallow.
Y'all were every one of y'all coming at me, all were talking about Save the Children just a year ago. And now you're defending grooming, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Well, but they don't, like, a lot of people don't see it that way. And then there's just like this overwhelming need to be liked. And because, Chris is from a band who was popular at one point, they would rather have, like, it's just really sad that people would rather have popular people like them.
Yeah.
Than like stand true to their convictions and their morals.
Go back to Scott fucking Henry on that shit. All his damn cronies,
Right.
He's right.
But I like, in all honesty, I expect things like that from a Scott D. Henry. I do. Like, and I'm not saying that just to take jab at him. I do genuinely see that coming from him because, like, he ain't the brightest crayon in the box, man.
No.
No, further.
Who's freezing
from it?
We're not freezing.
I'm freezing.
We're gonna be 70 degrees Saturday up here.
Fuck, it's gonna be like 30 degrees in the morning here.
Everyone's gonna get sick. It was like snowing yesterday, and now it's gonna be 70.
I love it.
I hate it. Everyone's gonna
like this is my weather, minus the snow, but like the cold. It's when I sleep my best. It's all of it.
I'm from
Scott D. Henry people shock me the most.
Wait, Scott D. Henry.
The Scott D. Henry people, they shock me because because I found Scott D. Henry like on conservative talk. Yes, there is snow in Arizona.
It's like there's oceanfront property in Arizona.
Yeah, I have oceanfront property down here in Arizona. But because like I found him on like conservative TikTok. That's where he was. And he like tries to deny that's how and I'm like, buddy. Like, I remember your content. I remember who you hung out with. I remember Wood Talk. I know a lot of things about Wood Talk too. But
I know.
I remember you going to Wood Talk. I remember, and like he was trying to say that wasn't a conservative meetup. Yes, it was.
I mean, it might not have been officially, but like everybody that went there.
But it was. Yeah.
But it was. It was during COVID, and they were all out there with no masks running around. That wasn't a liberal freaking TikTok event. I'll tell you that much.
He says whatever.
But then he comes out and he's like, I'll give away all my guns. And then he comes out and says this, and then gets mad at the backlash, but starts his video off with, I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off. Mm-hmm. So then be ready for what people have to say from you pissing them off. I don't. And then he cries about it over his ketones.
He's good at manipulation. That's very, I'll give him that.
But
he doesn't have one view that he'll stand by no matter what.
What's that?
Henry doesn't have one view that he'll actually stand by because he just makes content to say whatever just to get a reaction out of people. He doesn't care. He doesn't care.
So I guess for me, like, I do know that I've done some shock value content, but it is things that I do believe too. At the same time, it's just hard.
Yeah, that's different.
Hard to hear. And so, like, if he actually could stand by it, it'd be different. But you can tell he doesn't because his arguments for one topic never stay consistent.
Yeah.
Has he done a video about like Iran yet? Has he done one? I'm just waiting for him to like shave the rest of his head for Iran.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't say that about people.
What?
Just because that they're scripted. We don't know that. People need to stop.
It almost sounds like it from his point of view, because like he just happens to come out with a liberal agenda every time.
Well, he has a cycle. When his views get low, he'll say something to stir up trouble, and then he'll go with it and then delete the videos and then play victim and cry, and then all his cronies will be like, oh no, Scott, you're the best. Like that's his cycle. He's done that for 2.5 years now.
I didn't notice it until the gun one. That's when I really noticed it, was when he did the stunt after the school shooting. I was like,
so
okay.
Kat knows how I've always felt about him. Like I've never liked the guy.
Anytime that this guy would create an account, like he had 5 people that he blocked right off the rip, and Scott D. Henry was one of them. Like right off the rip before he even.
I'm not big on the famous people thing, and so I would immediately block him.
Why, Pony?
Because Pony's a liberal.
You drinking?
He's liberal Pony.
Liberal Pony.
Liberal Pony.
Just gotta call him liberal white pony.
I like that, actually. That's like that's a whole vibe. No, he wasn't body shamed for Wood Talk. He was body shamed after Wood Talk.
No, yeah, his was
Body
at
shamed
Vegas
because he's
when
a
he wore
fucking
that
moron.
Speedo.
Yeah, when he wore that
Vegas.
Speedo.
He fucking body shamed me.
He does all of the things. He does
He's
all
done
of
everything all he does is project everything that people do to him. He does back to people, or he actually does it before they do it to him, and then deletes the videos.
Because you have an extremely long history.
He does delete.
Scott D. Henry, don't you?
Yeah.
Scott D. Henry is like your arch nemesis on TikTok. He's like the one that will never go away.
No, and I've left him alone for a while just to fucking get out of all that shit. But he attacked a friend of my wife that lives here in Nashville, like an actual friend. And that's where it all started. And it was my TFHL content. Anything that I've ever done, I've always been asked to do it. Mm-hmm. I've never gone after anybody on my own.
Right.
So Lace talked to her friend and said, hey, what do you think? Do you want Adam to do it? She's like, yes, please. So I was like, all right. I didn't even know who Scott Henry was. No clue. No fucking clue. Did it. And then that's where it all started. He fucking hates me. And that's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't cry myself to sleep, but you were defending somebody that you know.
Yeah. Because he bashed her. So.
But I've seen him do the delete. Like I watched him go after a girl not that long ago, and it was a really ruthless video. Like I was a little shook.
Yeah.
And then I went to go back and save it, and it was gone already. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he just posts it until the person sees it, and then he's like, zoink.
Yep.
Like if you're gonna say something, say it with your whole ass chest and leave it up there. I'm not saying that I don't take videos down, because I do. Like especially if I have one. Like I just went back to this old account of mine because one of my accounts got banned yesterday. And I took down like 5 or 6 videos that I noticed had way too many views and were starting to get views again. And it was about an old ass drama situation from months ago. So like, I'm not going to leave that up so that person goes and gets attacked again when I'm not saying anything. But to delete it like within the same hour, come on.
Yeah. And that's what I like all the videos that I've done, trying to tell people this is what he does.
How he became a thing.
And I'm like, you guys just don't see it because he deletes them.
Yeah.
So I've never
within 24 hours.
I legit have never watched Scott D. Henry, so I don't know anything about him as far as how he got started, how did he build his platform.
It's Freedom Fam Podcast, Scott. It's not the same one, but it's just under Freedom Fam Podcast. There's also a link in my TikTok bio.
He bought followers. That's how he got big. And he continues to do it.
Well, and I noticed like his account got really big with that Christmas tree. So he bought a Christmas tree, and it was like the most pathetic looking Christmas tree I had ever seen in my life. And his account was already, I think, big at the time, but
yeah, it was like 1 million.
But now it's like
2.8.
Is he well, is he verified?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's verified.
See, if he's buying followers, he won't be verified.
Oh, bullshit.
Really? See, I heard that like you can't, if you buy followers, that like you can't ever be verified.
No.
Is he on a TV show?
Yeah.
Me and Tex are verified creators.
Tough as nails.
Yeah, he was on a
staged,
TV show.
A staged fucking TV show.
Me and Tex are verified now, Fiegle.
Are you?
Yeah. No, we really
How do I
are.
get that check mark?
On a social media site that's it's a new social media site and it's launching, I think, next week, like to the public. It's more of like a Facebook style right now, and then there will be like a TikTok add-on to it shortly. But me and Tex joined on, and we're already verified.
I don't.
I mean, there's nobody there to see that we're verified. I can hook you up, Fiegle.
I don't.
Kind of
I said
big
I
deal,
don't want it.
We're kind of big deal now. He's like, I don't want to be verified.
You get that check mark, people will just question the shit out of you after that.
You know what though?
They question us now.
Yeah, and we're not verified.
Like someone the other day was like, Kat with her big account. I can't even get above like 7K right now before I'm banned again. What are you talking about? The last time that I had a big account, oh my God, it was what, the Florida event? It was before we went to Florida. Like that was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah. No, it was
that was the last time that I had a like big, they keep calling us big creators. And like maybe in your head, boo-boo, but I'm rocking at like 3,000 right now.
I'm telling you, people,
it's weird.
They see your following number as a fucking credit score, and it's ridiculous.
Right, but why are they saying that when we don't? Like, are they not? Are you not looking? Like, look at the numbers.
Like, I mean, well, it's probably because they know that you've had a larger account before, you know, and they think, oh, you've lost, and that's one thing. People give you credit because you've lost so many accounts and you're able to rebuild faster or rebuild right back up to where you were.
People are just weird. I just realized that I have the wrong background on because there we go. It had the wrong logo on it. Sorry. It was driving me nuts and making me really sad because I could see Ant's little face with the phone and it was making me sad. I have PTSD from Ant.
So, Fiegle, are you now? Are you still busy with your houses and stuff?
Yeah, slowed down for the moment. I'm working on my personal house now, so a little more. I've not made a ton of content. Like,
no, I haven't seen any of your like renovation content lately.
Yeah, I need to do some of that. When in the next week or so I will, but like this past week with Lace and the kids being gone, I did work on the house, but that's all I did. Like I made like a video a day or every other day, and so I've been fucking busy.
Yeah.
Get back to the regular content soon.
Have you gone to Florida at all to be able to help or?
No, when it first happened, you know, I've got like at least 50 family members between Orlando and mainly in South Florida. It was logistically impossible to even get down there.
Yeah.
So if I can get down there, it'll be in a few weeks. But the only family member, all my family was good, minus, you know, some trees or something. My one cousin got about 2 foot of water in his house, but we're a family of contractors.
Yeah,
you know, wait for the insurance. They're actually probably going to come out better. No, well, not better, but they'll get an insurance settlement, and then they'll do all the work themselves and probably have some money left over. You know,
I couldn't imagine it.
I can't.
I just, and it's changing people. Like, I'm just gonna say it. Like, it's changed Ant as a human being.
Oh,
like
yeah.
To his core basis. It's just changed him. And like in a good way, but like I would now, like I think now like he's found it. You know what I mean? Like he's found his niche and like there's progress. He can see the change now a little bit more every day. But right in the beginning, like I was so concerned about him. because he wasn't sleeping. He wasn't eating. He was not taking care of himself. He was just out there from the time that he woke up until the time that he went to bed.
Yeah. I was talking to him too from the day or two after when we could get a hold of each other.
He's doing a lot better now, though. Like, just so everybody know. I mean, and he's been making content too, but like, you know,
when you see that
we were texting about like TV shows, which it's been forever since we've done that. Because he's like, I finally watched The Watcher. Like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, I know, right? But it's changed people in a whole, and I hate to say it, but like that is when you see true community. Yeah, it is. It's when you see what people are made of and what they stand for and who they are as a person, based on what they.
In times like that, you have to rely on other people, and some people have never experienced that, and they're that person in general that they won't rely on other people. When you have something like what's happened in Fort Myers, you have to come out of your shell. You have to help other people. There's no other way to get through anything like that.
Yeah, no. And because of them, I mean, they were serving, 5,000 meals, 10,000 meals. Yeah. They're down there helping people put roofs on. Apparently, there's like some scary crap going on down by the docks, and like because fishermen are freaking out now and keeping guard of their stuff. Yeah. And they won't let anybody down there because people are trying. The crime rate is huge. People are just stealing because people don't have anything. And when people are that desperate,
they'll take whatever.
They're going to start looting. They're going to start stealing. Like, I'm surprised that the crime hasn't gotten as high. You guys, we just started the YouTube channel. We will hand out the wrenches. All of our people who were mods for us before are like, where's our wrench? They don't love us anymore. It's just straight wrench chat in the chat right now. This is our first guest, guys. I don't know how to mod you, otherwise I would have, but we will get you guys modded.
Yes, we absolutely will.
They don't love us.
Yeah, I just think that whenever you see that kind of devastation, I don't know how it could not change you.
Well, it has to.
If you have any type of soul or compassion for people, to see what Ant has seen and what we've seen just through pictures and videos, and I can't imagine what it's like in real life because pictures never do anything any justice.
No.
And to see
I was in New Orleans after Katrina, about 4 or 5 months after Katrina, and helped there for about 2 weeks. And then the tornado here in Nashville. It's all just like everything that you'd seen and you're normal to, like, especially here in Nashville, seeing all the restaurants and stuff just gone. Like, yeah. What the fuck did we do?
Like, I felt Florida, I guess. Like, I was seeing everything, like through Ant stuff, but then he had called me from the pier. And that's where I've been, like when I go on vacation or when we all went down there before. And like, then I saw the Lani Kai. And like, I love the Lani Kai. Like, I choose to stay at the Lani Kai when I go because I know it's like a party hotel.
Yeah.
But oh my, like that's when I was like, holy shit, like everything's gone. Yeah. Like, I didn't know what a lot of these places looked like before. You know what I mean? Like, when you see the devastation, you don't know what they looked like before. But to see images of where you've sat, it was.
No, you're right. Because like when the pictures were coming across, and like, because Dana and I were just there in February, and we're like, hey, that's the store where we bought your sweater at. Gone. Here's where we had a burger and had some beers. Gone. The pier that we walked down.
This is what I'm worried about, is that it's going to end up getting like, oh, not this one. Sorry. Even though that was a good comment too. That it's not going to get commercialized, and Ant and I were talking about, like, because if some of these people can't afford to rebuild, or if they deem it, but it seems like a lot of people are getting permission in the clear to start rebuilding. Like, I think Mango Rita's was one of the ones that they're in the clear to start going and rebuilding. So that's my biggest fear for it, is that it's going to get commercialized now. Because it was a good little vacay spot.
But one of the conversations go ahead.
I grew up 3 houses off of Fort Myers Beach, one of the canal houses off of the Estero Boulevard. And I'm pretty sure from what I know, I've talked to Aunt, my childhood house is gone. And like that was the southern part of Fort Myers Beach, Florida. I'm assuming it's gone, whatever.
I'm sorry.
So
I mean, it's like my family doesn't own it anymore, but
right, but still to see it, like that was your thought for a long time.
When we're down there seeing family and stuff, we'll drive past the old house or whatever.
Yep.
Oh, but that house, my parents bought it. I always tell this story because my parents lost their ass on that house. And we're in real estate, right? They bought that house for like $80,000 in 1979. Sold it. I don't know what age I was when they sold it, but a couple years ago it was worth $1.5 million. It's gone.
So when I'm not talking about like actual devastation now, but when you talk about the devastation of communities, watching what's happening in Florida, and then 2 years ago, Nashville had the bombing that it rocked the community itself. I mean,
yeah,
like how was that? Because you don't hear obviously nothing about it anymore ever. Like 2 weeks after that happened, like you never heard any more from it.
Here in Nashville, it was the major part that was hit was East Nashville, which was actually my area for inspecting. And it was like for a week, everybody was out there, helped cleaning up and stuff. Then you didn't see anybody anymore. But that's Nashville. That ain't Florida.
No, I mean, they've been out there. I mean, I do know that a lot of them are like starting to take breaks now, which is making me freaking happy. Like they made Aunt stay home the other day. And I was like, oh, that sucks. But I'm glad that they're making them go home and rest, because these people cannot pour, they can't just keep going like that. They're not machines.
Yeah, like one of the first things is like everybody would come out and help clean up, and it would just be huge piles of just debris and trash. And that's like step one. Then you do kind of what Aunt's doing. Meals, ice, you set up, and they had to get power in places. Like my sister didn't have power for almost a week and a half, and she was a little farther inland, so everything that was inland, they didn't have power,
right?
So there's only so much you can do. You have to work from farther inland in, and then once you get to the beach, then you can do a little more. And then I know that's what Ant's been doing.
Yeah. Everything that he's been getting donated to, he gives it back
Ant's
out.
been balls to the wall ever since it happened. I mean,
yeah.
I told him, I said, like when it initially happened, he was able to actually FaceTime. He was in major tears.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what though, bro? Like this is going to sound a little insensitive now, but like you'll get what I'm saying. What needs to happen with you is you need to get out there and you need to help. Go find your community. That's gonna solve everything as far as like your emotions and whatnot, because then you go into like that survival mode, the fighter mode that Ant is. I mean, he's a fighter all day, every day.
And so when he finally made it to the beach, he was talking about some of the places that were gone, or me and him were talking about some of the places that were gone. And he texted me first that day. He was like, made it to the beach. And then he was like, but this place is gone. This place is gone. I was like, bro, progress. You made it to the beach now. Like that's a big fucking deal. And now you can work that area and get more help down there. So,
and then on your way home every day, that first place that you started, like I told him, I go, don't stop paying attention to that very first place, like at the beginning of your wall or whatever you want to call it. Because as you go further in, it's going to get worse. But then you'll notice as you're coming back out that like, oh, they have power again. Like they were nothing a few weeks ago. And I was like, pay attention to the progress, pay attention to the helpers. And like, you got to stay positive during it. And I was worried for a minute about him and a lot of other, creators on the app that are down there doing this. I was very worried that like, they were going to get stuck in like a survivor's guilt or just not a good place, but they're all like rising to the occasion and doing Like people are gonna naturally do it.
They have to.
And
like I was saying earlier,
nuts. Like they have like government officials in like army coats and guns keeping people from like going in any further.
Yeah.
Like, because I think in their head that if you just let people go, like it's going to be chaos, right? But how do we know that? What if it just all works out? What if everybody goes to help? But I think people would eventually find their places. Like people with medical training would happen naturally. People could do this naturally without.
Mind you, though, like people will cause chaos if not controlled. We saw that with Katrina, but then also some of the reason why they were protecting too the way that they were and not letting people over right away was to make sure all the bodies were also picked up so that you as a normal citizen don't come across that body, because that does something to you as a normal citizen different than it does to people that do it every day.
But what if preventing me as a normal citizen from seeing a body, also somebody was on there that was dying and now is dead? Because
that's what they were doing. They were also, as he said, the helicopters were going. It was a search and rescue effort. And so they were doing a clean sweep of everything. But from what I witnessed, being as close to Katrina as I was, if people do cause a lot of chaos in those events, because if it's not organized of some sort of fashion, people start stealing, people start looting, people start causing more damage. I mean, it's insane what ends up happening.
There's people that think, okay,
maybe I have too much faith in people.
You got
a little too much faith in humanity there.
Sorry. My bad.
Just go watch a couple more TikToks. We'll bring you back down to reality.
Yeah, I've been off the app. I've been off the app for most of the day, so I'm like, I'm in a good headspace. I've been playing Disney.
You're not very headstrong right now, Kat. You're not very headstrong right now.
Sorry. Feeling a little trapped right now. I'm knock it off. Knock it off.
You can't take on anyone right now. I get it.
Oh God. God, there was a good question. DJ C Bunny had a question that I want. If you could say anything to give childhood fiegle advice, what would it be?
Oh,
if you could give your childhood self advice, what would it be?
That's a fucking stupid question.
I like it.
I don't talk about much of my childhood on the app.
No, but like if you could give your young self a piece of advice,
be an asshole sooner. It'll do you well. Because I was a sweet kid. I'll go into.
Were you like Mr. Nice Guy?
Oh yeah, I was a sweet fucking kid. I was bullied and adopted childhood, all that shit, and I became an asshole not as early as I probably should have. But then I continued with that, got into a lot of fights, fought a lot through my Air Force years, and then came back down. Lace helped with that after we.
So was it the Air Force that turned you into the asshole?
No,
or
it was before that. Air Force just amplified that shit.
It just put a little steroids in the.
I mean, joining the military, you're surrounded by a bunch of different fucking people from all over the world. You're surrounded by a bunch of good people, stupid people, people that joined the military because they were going to go to jail otherwise. I mean, it's I don't know. It's hard to explain. Really, it is.
Now, how long were you in?
6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Deployed 4 times, spent 2 years in the Middle East.
Sounds fun.
You were like a reporter, right? You had the reporter vest on, so you were free of
what? The reporter vest?
No. I was an aircraft mechanic.
I could see Fiegle out there as the reporter, though.
No.
I mean, that would be some interesting coverage, right?
It
like
would
you'd
be.
really get like the nitty gritty of what was going on.
You would get the real deal, though. That's for damn sure.
But see, when I was in, all we had was we barely had digital cameras at that time.
Right.
So like I got pictures with, your disposable cameras and shit. I mean, VHS tapes, mini VHS tapes. That's like the camcorders that we had.
Oh yeah. 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 Those were good times. So you were airplane mechanic?
Yeah, I was an aircraft mechanic.
And didn't want to pursue that outside of the Air Force?
Not after spending 2 years of 6 years in the desert away from Lace and my daughter. No. But I mean, I do have my airframe and power plant license, but no, I mean, I went back to school, UT. I'm wearing my shirt. Got my construction management degree because my family's always done construction. So used my GI Bill, did that. Then actually got my airframe and power plant license. So like I could do kind of whatever I wanted to. And then I've just fallen back into doing real estate stuff again with flipping houses. So gotcha. I don't live close to an airport right now. Otherwise I might do aircraft mechanic stuff again, but construction's back-breaking work too, just like being an aircraft mechanic is. So it's like,
and my husband's had something ripped in his damn shoulder. It won't go to the doctor. Will not go to the doctor.
What's that?
But he did something because it's visibly different. Like it's visible.
Yeah.
That, like, he did, like, I don't know if he ripped it and it kind of came back up or what the hell's going on. And just still goes to fucking still goes to work. He can barely like bend over anymore, or it's like he's like 80, but he does framing and he's done framing since he was 17. It's all he knows is that hard manual labor.
Yeah.
How many houses have you flipped?
Have I flipped? 7 myself, but like 25 total with my family.
My dog is not dead.
Her dog just moved.
Someone had asked earlier if my dog was dead because he was moving.
There from fire. Now I see.
Was this just in? Duke is.
But then he moved, so now he's like.
I gotta tell you,
Duke is not.
Garage door guy. His video of you cat yesterday with the
tinfoil. Oh my god, that was so funny.
I lost it. Like,
I didn't even realize I was like, because I've been wearing my headset all day because I was just on Xbox all day, and I had made a video, but I left it on, and then he stitched me and he made a headset like out of like paper cups and like tinfoil with the little microphone. I was sent.
So what's with the Xbox thing?
Huh?
What's with the Xbox thing? You just start that?
No. So like I've always played games, like, but usually I'm like a PC. Yeah. But sitting in this chair, honestly, for anything longer than an hour anymore, it really, really hurts. So I went and got an Xbox. I used to have all this shit before kids, like, but post kids, I wasn't really doing it anymore.
But weren't you trying to you're like streaming now?
So yeah, so like I've never streamed.
You got Xbox?
This is a new. No, you guys can't. No. Y'all aren't allowed over. This is a different area of my life. That
I got an Xbox.
You don't need to come troll me on my Twitch. No, because you're just gonna come over and troll me. Just stay over.
Everybody, so not just me, but everybody wants to know what your gamer tag is.
My Twitch is Watch Cat Game, but my gamer cat tag is Kit Cat with a hashtag. I don't know. It's on my Instagram. But yeah, so I got a Twitch now, and I got a webcam today for my Xbox. So tomorrow,
I saw that video. Yeah,
tomorrow afternoon.
I just thought it was like this was out of the blue for me. I'm like, what? Your Twitch streaming? Are you gonna be playing Halo and Call of Duty now? Like,
no. So I really suck at those games. I mean, unless somebody else wants to play them with me, I'll play.
I don't even play them. I just know about them because my kids do.
Yeah.
And they don't stream. My daughter wants to stream, but we live in the boondocks and don't have landline internet. So we can't stream. Otherwise, that's why I would do or why I can't do my podcast.
Right.
It costs me way too much fucking money to do it because we have no internet.
Yeah, I got the voice delay figured out. So there's always like a 10-second delay and it throws me off. I used to play World of Warcraft. That's how I started with way back in the day was World of Warcraft. And the guy that I dated would build characters to sell on eBay. So I got really involved with World of Warcraft, and then I don't know, Sims. I'll play just about any game, but I'm usually like a role-playing game kind of chick over like first-person shooter. But I'll play Fortnite with my son.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna stream tomorrow. So on my Twitch, I got the video figured out and the audio. So
that I just thought it was cool because it was like out of the blue, like, oh, I'm streaming. Your what? Like this isn't your. Like I was okay.
It's a midlife crisis.
I love games, and I figure, well, and a lot of it is like people think I'm a bitch, and I am. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
I would agree.
I am.
I think that would be cool if you were playing Call of Duty, being a fucking bitch while you're playing.
Right. Well,
that would be some badass content.
Well, like, so for me, it was they get to kind of like people get to see like a different part of my life that doesn't involve politics and pedophiles, because that's kind of my content right now. And like, it's a little dark, you know? So they can get to know me on a different level while I'm streaming. Plus, I can still kind of be a bitch. If,
I mean,
you know,
I want to see Cat playing, and playing with some kid. Cat coming up on you 6. Snap you, motherfucker.
Well, the funny thing is that Stony today
got your tongue.
Stony was helping me. I'm gonna have to take that one. Stony was helping me today with because I was having issues with my new camera. And he was like, you're kind of making me want to play. Like, I want to make some 13-year-olds freaking cry. Like, why you the corner camper? And I was like, dude, I'd corner camp all the damn time because I suck at the game.
Guess what? We're screen grabbing that and exposing Cat likes to bully teenagers.
Oh my God. Thanks a lot. Thanks for ruining my...
You heard it here first. Hell yeah, I want to make 13-year-olds cry.
Well, hey, if they're going to get on the internet and talk shit, someone needs to talk shit. Well, that's why I wound up playing again, was some freaking asshole kid made my kid cry on Fortnite.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, like, buddy, it's fine, get over it. But I couldn't hear what this kid was saying. And then I heard what the kid was saying. So I got on and like tore this kid a new freaking ass. Because this kid was like 17. I'm like, my kid is 8. What are you doing, right? Well, your kid shouldn't be yes, he can. It's a video game. Why don't you not be a psychopath?
Dana said it was her son.
It was her son, probably. Made him cry.
It's the reverse at my house. I don't play video games at all anymore. I used to be good, you know, when I was like 20 or some shit. So when my 2 youngest boys get bullied, I'll go grab my 13-year-old and be like, and it's 30, 40-year-olds. My 13-year-old is fucking these guys up, and they'll get so mad at him. And then you hear all 3 of my boys laughing in the background. And then you hear these 30, 40-year-old guys getting so mad. It's
so triggered. Dude, I went into one party chat on Fortnite the other day because my kids were at school, so I didn't have like Cat makes kids cry. But I joined like a party chat because my kids were at school and I wanted to play Fortnite. I was out in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes. Because first of all, as soon as I started talking, right, they're like, oh, it's a girl, which is just really super annoying because I don't even understand why that's a thing, because there's a shit ton of girls. Like, why are people even making comments like this anymore?
Yeah.
A, you're not cool because you're a girl who plays video games. And B, girls play video games. Both are a fact here. But like, they're vile, and they were like kids.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, this is what happens when we start having bullying policies and shit at school. Because I would have never taught, like, I'm still scared to talk to adults and swear.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I still no, like, even in front of like my freaking mother, like I will be like, well, and then fucking. And I'm a whole grown woman, and I don't like to swear in front of, like, we were raised differently. I don't know.
Well, Figo,
foul. Are we done?
We are done.
Now, though.
But Figo has to send us out with something positive.
Mm-hmm.
After what?
So we ask our guests to end the show, to send them out with something positive or motivational. I think motivational is a better word than positive.
So a quote? Yes,
sure.
You do one of my quotes?
We can, essentially.
Quote, I mean, one of your good night posts, whatever you want it to be.
Just send us out with a little.
Lace, get out of the bedroom.
Oh no, stay in the bedroom.
I'm sorry.
Lace.
Yeah,
she's the main character.
Sorry.
We love you, Lace.
Right at the moment. What are you doing? Get your shoes, woman. I'll tell you what she was. You two. I'll tell you what she was doing after I get off here.
Okay.
Jesus.
All right.
Okay.
Send us out.
Yeah. Y'all make. Does everybody do this? Does everybody pause before they come up with something?
Yeah. Sometimes. I think Drucifer's was the only one that came in just right at the end one time. It was crazy.
He's hard to beat though.
So. Oh, Drew's was great. I remember that.
Drew's was really good.
I can't touch that shit.
Yeah, it's hard for anybody to touch that. Although we don't have any proof of it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a video.
So you can set the bar.
Well, no, I won't. Okay. I got one.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember it. My bond is with the people. I will serve this great nation at the pleasure of myself. And if there's one thing you can count on, it's me pleasuring myself.
Fiegle out.
Fiegle out.